This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. It's Friday motivation time, Eddie, so we'll start off with that, give everybody some words of wisdom, some encouragement.
Already? Yeah. Already? Well, listen, it's Friday. What's happening in the UK at the moment? I think things are going back to normal, aren't they? So it's Friday. Right now you should be feeling that you've done a good job this week. It's been a productive week. It's been a positive week. And if it hasn't, you've got another chance next week. So the good news is relax. Turn on DAZN tonight, watch our show from Italy, and of course tomorrow, at a really good time for UK fans, you've got a great card out here as well. So, summer's coming, yeah? We're all, as you can see, I know you rate this jacket big time, Andy. You're a big fan of this one. Shout out to Dolce & Gabbana. Yeah, all good, mate. I'm excited for tomorrow night because it's a real fight. And although, like, Liam Williams is with Queensberry, stuff like that, I quite like Liam Williams. You know, and I love the energy he's bringing to this fight week. We're in a bubble here, aren't we? So it's not like you've got fans here and noise, but those two are bringing great energy. And I think Demetrius has got to be on point tomorrow night. And it's about time he fought someone who said or did all the things they said they'd do. And Liam will. What
did you make of the Wayne? Obviously got a bit heated up there. What did you make of it? And do you feel that's going to bring out the best in Demetrius?
I do, actually, yeah. I think that he needs that sometimes. And I think against Keeler, against Zaleski, against Akavov, against Kautendokwa, it wasn't edgy. This is edgy. Like, he wants to bash Liam Williams. But Liam Williams wants to bash Demetrius Andrade. So I think it's a great fight, and he's live. Liam's live in this fight.
Let's obviously work through Ricardo. We haven't had a chance to touch on it yesterday. Gongora Pearson, a great little fight there, talking about it.
Do you know what? From top to bottom, although there's no sort of standout superstars on the card, it's a really, really well-matched card. Gongora against Pearson, great fight. Gongora in the fight of the year with Akhmedov last time out, unbelievable fight. And Pearson, really good amateur that's come through. I think he's got one defeat in 26 or 27, something like that. Really good heavyweight fight between Majidov and Fedosov. Fedosov's kind of like, has been avoided, couldn't really get a fight over the last year and a half. Majidov's just 3-0 beast who won the World Amateur Championship, basically wants to fight absolutely anyone and will do so. And then 3 really good tests for our young kids. Biaslanov in a tough fight against Mercado, who's 9-0 with 7 knockouts. Espino against a kid, I think 6-0 with 6 knockouts. Ofer Jones against a kid who's 14-1 with 11 knockouts. So it's really, really well matched card. And I think the action's going to be great and culminating in a fantastic main event.
I've seen Ofer Jones this week, and it's the first time I've properly seen him in a fight week. He seems very focused in a different maybe mindset. Is there pressure on him?
Well, he has to be, because he went to Mexico, and to be fair to him, he fought an undefeated Mexican in the backyard in one of our, I think the Estrada show, and got a draw. I felt like he should have won the fight. But like Raymond Ford, who drew recently, they're coming to the stage now where they've got to perform at this level. People like Amo Williams come through it against Dennis Duglin. Now he's got another step up. But all these kids that we signed 3 years ago, it's crunch time. So Ofer Jones could lose tomorrow night, and if he does, like, his career as a prospect or a star of the next generation, done. Don't mean he'll never fight again, but how can we shout from the rooftops and say, yeah, Ofer Jones is this, Ofer Jones is that, if he loses to this guy? So, but I love that, because no one wants to watch our kids smashing up a kid who's 2 and 4, but we do have to go through that process, but that process is done. Now the fun starts. And now it's great when you can sit back as a promoter and know that these guys are going to be in good fights. They may lose. They may not be good enough. I'd be surprised if one of those 3 didn't lose tomorrow night. So let's see if they're good enough.
Talk to me about the Italian show tonight, Eddie. How are you finding kind of trying to break down the Italian market?
Good. I mean, you know, I think the 2 key markets that we've sort of been into in a big way in the last couple of years is Spain and Italy. Boxing in Spain is big. I mean, you've got some great fighters there. Sergio Garcia, you've got Sandor Martin, you've got Laranja, who's on the card as well. You've got Kiko Martinez, you've got all these guys. And actually, our card, what we're trying to do is we're trying to give British fighters opportunities on these cards. And as we grow the global network and global platform, more guys will be taking bigger opportunities internationally. So if you look at that card next week, before we go to Italy tonight, Spain next Friday, you've got Gavin McDonnell fighting Gargo for the European title. You've got Kay Prosper, gets a massive chance against Sandor Martin. You've got Laranja, he's fighting Jez Smith. Thanks for that, Andy. 3 great fights and 3 Brits getting massive opportunities they wouldn't normally get. And this is how this global platform's going to work. So Italy tonight is a good card. You've got Patera, you've got Zuko, you've got Turchi in a big fight. And the two standout guys, star-wise, are Turchi and, of course, Scardina. So Italy, probably not as mature a market right now as or a thriving market as Spain, but both countries sort of steeped in boxing history, never really at a high level, world championship level, but the numbers are good, the action's good, and it's been a success.
Now, I know you broke the news yesterday about the AJ Fury site agreement. Can you kind of just delve a little bit more into that? Those were Mark Kriegel's kind of words that it's going to be heading to Saudi. Can you confirm or deny? Or?
No, I'm not going to confirm anything until we announce, but obviously we've had a number of offers from that region, and we had a great relationship with Saudi for the Andi Ruiz fight, and the whole sort of efforts were to bring the undisputed fight to the region. So they're of course in the mix. What I'm trying to do, as you know, you're one of the people, you ask me a million times a day, and I know I've got a big mouth and I'll speak too much, but I want to sort of keep people on the journey with us till we get this completely announced. And when we do things like sign the fight contract, like we did 3 weeks ago, I want to tell you that. When we get an offer that we all accept, I want you to tell you that. So, but at the same time, people then come on and go, well, when are you announcing? And I have to give you the next week, 2 weeks. I just don't know. But the site agreement is agreed and being finalised now, and that's it. So
beyond the site, once everything's signed there, what is next?
Next is to announce, to do the media tour. Obviously, there's things like the commercial partners, the TV situation, which is virtually resolved anyway. The undercard. In fact, we're already talking about the undercard now. That's how advanced things are. So, it's just the only frustrating thing left now is the time, in terms of when are we going to announce. And we are moving as quickly as we can. So, things are looking great.
I just want to touch on the network front. I know Fury is exclusive to ESPN. AJ isn't with DAZN in the US, but he's exclusive to Sky for at least one more fight. Would DAZN be happy, or okay at least, with not hosting the fight across their platforms?
Well, their platforms are global, so that won't be the case.
Well, in the UK and US, I mean.
Yeah, and they can't host it in the UK because AJ is exclusive to Sky in the UK. So every broadcaster has been spoken to. We know where we are with everything. Everyone also wants to work together to make the fight. Everyone's happy with what is ultimately been proposed so far. So the broadcast situation, as much as everybody wants to try and find something that's going to derail the fight, that ain't one of them.
One other thing I just wanted to touch on, the Deontay Wilder situation. Where does everything actually currently stand with that?
Nothing. I mean, Deontay Wilder's still going and moaning. Bob Arum assures everybody that it's not going to be an issue in the fight. Tyson Fury signed a fight contract. We're finalising the fight. He's agreed to the site. So, he's just going to go on. He's just probably after a few quid. You know what I mean? But he should concentrate on his career and just fight. You don't want to fight Tyson Fury anyway. You get spanked. So he's probably looking for a cheap few quid, that's all.
And then just a few other things I want to touch on. Evander Holyfield versus Kevin McBride was announced for June 5th on the Lopez Cambosos card. Just your thoughts on that?
I hate it. When you talk about what Triller are doing, even Jake Paul against Ben Askren, no problem with it. I said to you yesterday, I think it's great. It's entertainment. Don't like the old guys fighting. It's when you talk about how difficult it is for commissions to, get, sometimes commissions will turn down a guy who's, 13-1 against a guy who's 4-9, and then they let a guy who's how old? 50. Yeah. It's not on that. These guys also, I feel like, look, why is Mike Tyson fighting? Why is Evander Holyfield fighting? Why is Oscar De La Hoya fighting? Because they need the money, right? Or they want the money. One of the two. Let's be honest, it's not to come back and try and win another world title. So I don't mind that, but I just don't. It's only my personal opinion. I don't like to see these old guys fight, especially guys that have taken a lot of punishment in their career. Now's the time they should put their feet up and enjoy it. And someone, in my opinion, at that kind of level, needs to look at it and say, we shouldn't really be allowing this. The other stuff, Jake Paul and even the match fights for young fit guys, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? But that's only my personal opinion.
Now, I know he isn't your fighter, but Daniel Dubois versus Bogan has been announced June 5th for the WBA interim title. Just your thoughts on that?
Yes, I think it's a good comeback fight for Daniel Dubois. Not sure that's for the interim title. He's just got stopped, and Joe Joyce should be. I mean, I think Joe Joyce was WBA gold champion. Don't know what's happened with that, but I think Joe Joyce would be absolutely furious because he sat, no one's doing anything for him, and then you've got Dubois, who he just stopped, has walked into an interim world title fight. So I think the fight itself, good fight for Daniel Dubois. I think it's great to see him back, and yeah, he'll deal with Dean Hughes. We had him for sparring. He fought Jarrell Miller on our show as well. I think it went 2 rounds or something for a year. He's not the best, but it's the perfect comeback fight for him.
So Dave Allen contemplating returning from retirement. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I love Dave. I think when you look at everything that he said after he retired, it'd be very difficult to, not allow him to fight. That's his prerogative, But I just want him to be happy and healthy. And I think with everything he went through, with all his comments that he made about, a lot of stuff. Like for me, it was he messaged me and said, I knew he was thinking about doing it, but I don't think it's something that we could, look at. But I wish him all the best. I just want him to be happy. And boxing obviously makes him happy. I think he said in his statement, I don't want any tough fights. I just want to fight 4 and 6 rounders. So good luck to him. And, like I said, as long as Dave's happy, it's good news for everyone.
And final thing, Showtime announced their schedule yesterday. Just your thoughts on it, and especially you got the Davis Mario Barrios fight and Jamal Charlo versus Juan Montiel.
Well, the Charlo fight is absolutely horrendous against Juan Montiel. I mean, what is he doing? You've got Demetrius Andrade here. You've got, one really good fight on there, is Charlo's brother against Castano. Great fight. Look at the brother. He's going for it. He's unifying in the tough fights. Look at the other Charlo. Montiel, the only Montiel I know is Fernando Montiel, who I think is a featherweight. But why is he ducking Demetrius Andrade? Other fights. Yeah, good fight. Davis. Look, Davis against Barros. Good. Is that pay-per-view? That one.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, $80 or whatever, for that fight. But Gervonta's a star. Yeah. Great fighter. Can't remember what else was on there. Christopher Cobalt, was it? Someone, and Fulton or something like that.
Fulton fights the winner of Neri versus Figueroa.
Right, okay, yeah. There's some good fights on there. It doesn't exactly set the world alight, but it's really good. I love it when a broadcaster comes out and says, this is our next 9 shows. Do you know what I mean? So as a fan, you can kind of plan and etc. Standout fight, of course, being Charlo against Castano. Is that pay-per-view?
Not sure.
If it's not, that's great news. If it is, it's another disaster.
Eddie, leave that there now. Thank you for your time. Final words?
Cheers, mate. Enjoy the show tomorrow. Italy tonight. Italy tonight. Miami tomorrow. I think it'll be a cracker here in Miami. Don't miss it.